Listen, the chicken and fries tasted so good. I went back for more chicken and fries with the barbecue sauce. I'm not gonna really show you too much because some people fussy about food. But you know what? Yeah. So why I'm recording is because I watched a video and you know basically it was about somebody giving somebody gifts, and they seemed so happy about the fact that they gave this person gifts. Some people were like, you know, in terms of like the reaction to the gifts from the recipients. You know, I didn't really look and see, like, well, yes, I saw the person's reaction. However, I didn't like see their side of the story, because some people will post their side of the story on social media, but then there's another side of the story, right? Now, because first of all, real life is real life, you know? And then social media now, if two people were at an event in real life and one person posts on social media, that is one perspective of the event that whoever is following or whoever comes across it on the feed, the For You page, whatever, the timeline, they're going to see that and form opinions. Whole time there's a whole other person with another side to this story that they may or may not post on social media. And sometimes the way that they post it, depending on who posted first, the way how the one who posted second may post in a way responsive to how the first person posted it, especially if they saw their post. So even if they had a certain way that they were planning on posting it, they changed their mind and post it different because of how the first person, because of what they said. And this happened to me before, like to the T. Somebody posted something about an event that multiple people were a part of from their perspective, which was not really what happened in real life, and they roped people in on it, right? So it's not just them alone in this situation, and it was in a way that it was directly to me, and they were so misleading and lie, and I was so annoyed. And I never even knew if I was planning on posting anything in the first place about the event. Yes, it was it's a cool event, you know, a lot of people look forward to it and things like that, which is even more reason why the person should have been respectful of how they went about the post, because they had their chance to post and then they went out of their way again to make another post directed towards more so me than whoever else, and because somebody else was there involved. And they pissed me off properly with how they posted it. It just changed my trajectory completely. The other person was like quiet. They didn't say a word. And whatever. I'm not concerned about that. Just keep in mind that there's different perspectives to something. Okay? So, and not every gift is good. Cause me get gift from my boo, and the amount of tickets what me get. And it's something I like. But sometimes people will gift you things that they know you like. Some people will love you dearly. They don't know how to gift you. They give you a bunch of shit you don't care for. And then sometimes they put you in a position that if you're not careful, you're gonna look ungrateful. Because you never asked for it, you know. This happened to me before. I never asked for it, you know. The person said they're gonna they volunteer themselves to give me something, and then they're talking and they're promising and they promise, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, almost to the point of annoyance. And they did not get it when they were supposed to get it. Well, God know better than me. What I mean is that they never got it at the time when it was, you know, when it was required, like demanded. Not demanded. It wasn't demanded. It was just at the time we did not talk about it. No, we not get it. And then after the fact, you're showing me something that I'm supposed to believe is like I'm gonna get a chance to get this thing that I didn't even ask you for in the first place. If I get it, nice. If I don't, nice. Nice of the thought that the person had. So yeah. Don't, you know, you can love somebody and you want to do nice things for them. Sometimes you should like pay attention to them though. Ask them certain questions. Come around them. Listen to them. Pay attention to the things that they're doing. The things that when they have free time, look at the certain things that they're looking to do. Why not go? If you go inside. This food was so nice and hot. I did not want it to get cold. And I don't like when the fries are not like, so it tastes so good though. So listen, to them, pay attention, because that is how you're gonna know. That is how you're gonna know what they're interested in, what they like, what they're concerned about, what could be bothering them. That's how you know. It's not just assuming things and just like, well, I like Cartier, so I'm just gonna buy them a Cartier bracelet. No, that's not how it goes. Not saying they may not like Cartier bracelets. Not saying you can't put them on to Cartier. They may not like the bracelet, but maybe they'll just, you know, find something else that they like in the brand. Whatever. It's not about that. It's just that. And I don't know about anybody giving anybody that. I'm just giving an example. Look at people's what they're actually about. instead of trying to project yourself onto people, because what you're gonna do, they're gonna close themselves off and you're gonna be confused. And it wasn't not them confuse you confuse yourself, because they were showing you things and you weren't paying attention. You know, when them shut down and them quiet now, and that don't mean that they're not functional or they're not able to keep moving with life or whatever. They shut down from you, like in terms of they shut you out. Sometimes multiple people get shut out. Sometimes everybody gets shut out, unfortunately. You like people need to learn how to observe the process of dissociation. It is very important to observe when and how somebody is drifting away. I watched a video of somebody, their career is centered around, and I'm not gonna talk for them. This is based on observation over years. This person's career is centered around filming. Tell me why the camera is on the table. You are recording the camera. Put down on the table. Don't question me. Don't test me, you're gonna fail. Because obviously, and it may not be obvious, because it's not obvious, the camera sometimes, especially if a person's career is centered around filming. Lord Jesus, have his mercy. They could have multiple cameras. They may not have one alone. For example, I don't film on one camera alone, one type of camera. Depending on what you're filming, you may need this type of camera for this kind of lighting, and maybe depending on where you want to angle the camera and things like that, maybe you need a certain camera that can do certain things. Maybe you need a camera that can go in the water, that can get wet. You know, certain cameras, certain lenses, and being able to magnify and zoom and them something there, or zoom in or out or whatever. Like, literally, I get that it's possible the camera is just not being used at this time. It looks like they're sitting by themselves, right? Pardon me. So it looks like you're not sitting with anybody at a meal, like at a dinner table. There's other videos of this person at like an event, like they're dancing or they're sitting and they're drinking. First of all, one of the videos, the background looked fake. I went back to try to record. I was like, I cannot be the only one. I sent it to somebody, actually, somebody who knows them. I sent it to them, and I've been trying to reach out to the person. I asked the person to reach out. They said the person is fine. I said, all right, you know, as long as she's alive and she good, all right. The background is fake. Then later down, like you're seeing a couple posts down the line, she look like she's somewhere different. The background is a bit more believable this time, because there's people that the person look like they're interacting with, but at the same time, like, you can watch a video, you can time it so you know the cues when to respond to like a line or a statement or something, like, or put your body at a certain position so that if somebody move their hand or it looks like it's touching you or you're there. Then you keep going, and then there's this other video of this person at another establishment in like the space of a day. And I am notorious for posting things and they're not in the chronological order. I'm speaking for myself. It's, oh my God, it's not because I'm trying to trick any it's not because I'm trying to trick people. Sometimes, yes, there might be an element of confusion or mystery, or you want to spice up things, but it's never to like literally just trick and confuse people like that. And I literally feel like the person is giving up what their whole life is centered around. And you know, the thing about it is that I don't know them like that. I just know what I know, and I know that a lot of their career is around that. So when I saw that video, and there was multiple of them, it's not one video alone, and the person is recording and I'm seeing, and they're directly filming and showing that the camera is on the table. The camera is, she put it down, she done with it. It's like, it's almost like she's saying, I'm done with this shit. In her back row, in her thing, talking about more life, and with her wine glass, and she's trying, and she usually has good energy. Like when she's recording, she likes to sing and like do a little dancey dance, and I've danced with that person before, and you know what I mean, like it's so I can tell I've observed them enough for long enough to see that there's a change in the trajectory, and I don't like it. I'm actually concerned. Not because I feel like they're completely hopeless in the sense that there's nothing out there for them. You know, the way that they're looking is not like they're looking like they're down and out. They're not looking like, they're looking like they're finding a way. Like if something don't work, there's still always a solution. They're that type of person, like trying to encourage you to say like there's another way, there's another solution. This time around, and it was like a, let me see what's the word I'm looking for. Gradual process. It was a gradual process, and I literally watched it happen over the course of a few years. But like I told you, I've been trying to reach out and they don't respond. I don't know them that well, so I cannot do anything else but pray for them to God that they're good. You know, like it is look, imagine this. Imagine, God forbid, and God forbid anything bad is even happening to this person. You could be, and I want to tell you right here, right now, I've seen demons, people. Like, I've literally, I wasn't even sure if I should say that, because me no want them now I come try show themselves. Well, they should show themselves so that we can cast them out, like, you know, like reveal themselves in a way so we know they're there, so we can get rid of them. What I'm saying though, like, you know, we'll pray that God will help us get rid of them. Like, I've seen them in traffic. I've seen the devil in people face in traffic 3 times. The first time I was at a stop sign and he was crossing the intersection. It looked like it was a woman, and her face changed. She looked so damn evil. She looked like a fucking gremlin. Her mouth was twisted, her face was literal, and she was laughing. Alright, it never like it wasn't doing the most, but like you saw it looked sinister. Alright, so think about the Scooby-Doo movie. Scooby-Doo, the first live action movie with Freddie Prinze Jr. and Sarah Michelle Gellar, where they go to that island and there's monsters and the people's faces would change. That's the type of shit I'm talking about. One time I was driving. I was with somebody in the car and we had to turn back, and so we were turning around. There was like a spot where we could turn off the main and turn around to turn back onto the main in one smooth go. And so on the turning around, when the car came back around, I saw the devil in the woman's face in the car passing on the main road. The woman looked vexed to blood, and it's in a way that you know damn well there's no other reason for their face to look that way. I didn't cut them off in traffic. Well, I wasn't driving. I don't think I was driving at that time. I didn't cut, they weren't cut off in traffic. Nobody did a blow no horn, no accident never did that happen. And we were off the main road. So if somebody that she's driving with where she's at, she should be looking over there. She was looking directly at me. The same thing again. I tell you, 3 times I saw him. When I was a child, I saw a demonic spirit. I know it was demonic because I didn't feel good, because I was God-fearing at that time. I may not know all that I know now, and I still don't know everything. I knew that I respected God at that age. I was young, but I still knew I wasn't gonna play around with God. Revelations chapter 20 was my favorite, and probably still is my favorite Bible scripture, because it is telling you how the devil is gonna get locked away in the abyss. So I was literally laying in my bed, and they talk about things like sleep paralysis. Baby, this wasn't that. Like, I wasn't sleeping. I was fully awake. My eyes were open. I could not move. I could not move my hands. I could not move my feet. I couldn't move my body. I couldn't move my head. I couldn't move shit. All I could do was look on the duppy side of the bed. And it stood there and it watched me. It was a black figure, like a person, a silhouette, just right next to my bed, standing up over me. And I couldn't scream, I couldn't talk, I couldn't do anything. I didn't know at the time to really call on God like that. I don't, after a while, maybe I don't remember what I did, if I did close my eyes or whatever, and then it was gone. I've had a person close to me come over to spend time, and I was almost grounded. I actually was grounded because of the demon that they were carrying with them. First of all, I saw the spirit. The spirit was distorted, and it distorted the person. However, they were separate entities. They became separate. And the other thing wasn't another. I'm not seeing another person, bro. And I said I was grounded, which means my body, I was pulled down. God good, you know. God really, 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 really good. So, you know, now here we go with another, I don't want to say premonition. Here we go with another thought. It is a, oh my God, a carnal thought, because I literally feel it to my flesh, like to my like my body, that this kid, this person is not, it's not gonna end well where they are concerned. First of all, I think they're hiding a secret that has to do with, you know, their interests, which I don't think they should be judged for, because nobody should be judged. However, sometimes people don't know that. Sometimes people really don't know that they really shouldn't be judged for them, for that, for themselves. Only God is to do that, and nobody else is. And because they don't know, they close up themselves so tight, and they don't know. And if you don't know that only God is to judge you, so it's okay to be yourself, as long as you're trying to be a good person. You will literally mad out, like you were mad out. You know why? Because even if people aren't judging you, you're judging yourself. And there's a whole world that you're facing on your own, because you're not realizing that God is there with you. So before you go somewhere, you think they're gonna judge you. So you're gonna alter, you're gonna change something. You're gonna maybe change something so people to hide what you think people gonna judge, to cover it up. Maybe you want to make it bigger, to give people something to talk about if you're like a defensive kind of person. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you'll still just be who you are. Thank God. You know, like if that's what God wants for you, and that's what makes you happy, and like whatever. Like, I'm not trying to even, it's just that you really, I'm not try to go over there, but me I carry it over there. You were mad out because you start to betray yourself in your mind over and over and over and over and over again. You're betraying yourself, judging yourself. You're betraying yourself with people's judgments, letting them affect you. You're betraying yourself, you know, thinking people are judging you. You're betraying yourself, not loving yourself, because that is why you're judging yourself in the first place. So you're betraying yourself sometimes, and others when if they don't act loving to you, and you don't just love them back anyways. Sometimes they're being loving to you, but because you're just so clouded by your own personal judgment, you misconstrue it. Mad out, may I tell you, mad out. And people think that insanity is just people tralaline, hugging up themselves in the psych ward. That's not how it works. You can have people that are fully functional, like they're going to work, they're doing whatever they're doing, they're having conversations that seem cognitive and in line with context, and them are mad out. I would not want that for anybody. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. But just I tell you no. Just I tell you no. So you don't act surprised when certain things happen. I'm about to just close this over. I can just toss the bones. Oh my gosh, I would love Divine Lux with this. I feel like I could taste it happening, especially since it has similar elements to it, like in terms of this. Ooh. Because this was Divine too, baby. You know, like sesame oil is in Divine Lux, so like the oil, so you know, yes, I'm sure that it's possible that they probably used sesame oil in the flavoring of their sauce in the Chinese restaurants. Alrighty, I'm going inside now. I really enjoyed my meal. Thank you to that restaurant. They really did not have to give me some, you know, sell me some really nice food. I'm very thankful that they did that. Alright, I'm going about my business now. And I'm not trying to stereotype, right? It's just that they sometimes use sesame flavoring in Asian cuisine. So, like same like with soy sauce and things like that. But anyways, I'm gone now.